Emmy says, never know. I think he's more of a Soon than a Yan. But in any case. Okay. So we just walked back and forth and we got forced into this situation. Okay, we're following Sachiko's lead now, which is never good. Sachiko was pointing down the hall toward the spot where the earthquake had dropped me. Emmy says, Yawn. Hello. He a boring person? No. He's interesting. He's, passionate, to say the least.
こっちに何かあるの？わかんない。けどこっち。何の音だろう？あそこに入りたい。あそこ？でもあそこは鍵が。
Oh, the storeroom.
今開いた音がしたの。
Cause she unlocked it.
何かあるの？お願い。入りたいの。
Oh no.
そっか。じゃあそっちに行こうか。
Sachiko nodded firmly, then practically dragged me in by the hand over to the door near my entry point in this underground maze. To the storehouse.
うわあ、なんかここ広いね。
This looks familiar.
あっち。
Isn't this like the room right behind the custodian's closet where it led to the toilet tunnel? Energetic as can be, Sachiko pulled me further into the darkened room.
待って、幸子ちゃん。
Oh, walking on glass. So we got Die Hard in this. We're gonna lose foot power. I suddenly felt a sharp pain in the sole of my foot and looked down to see what it had stepped in. The floor was actually kind of a mess. It was bumpy and uneven. There was all kinds of tiny, sharp-looking objects scattered everywhere. Emmy says, well, I love Black Butler so much that I have Black Butler headphones. You know, they already have some really good Skull Candy ones. A Black Butler pillow, and a keychain of Shibi Seal on it. That's a lot of stuff. I can understand it. I mean, Black Butler is kind of a cutie. In a way. He can do everything. Though he's never, like, my favorite type of person. Like, comparative to, Arsène Lupin. Prefer him over, Black Butler. I forget his name. I used to know it. Anyways. Not just old rusty nails, but bits of glass, loose wood boards with jagged edges and splinters all over them. And plenty else that I couldn't even identify. Emmy says Black Butler was originally meant to be hardcore yaoi. Yeah, I can see that. But for some reason they changed it. For good reason. We dead yet?
幸子ちゃん？どうしたの、お姉ちゃん？あれ？そっちにいたの？何だったんだろう、今の声。
Emmy says the sexy demon butler is Sebastian. Right! The most common butler name I could possibly think of. Alright, so we're in the storeroom full of broken glass and junk. It's a pretty big room. Got that thing over there. Got some bowls. My analog stick is flying all over the place. Oh, got some blanket-like things here. Or as Grell calls him, Sebi-chan. Yep. Alright, let's start from examining left to right. There's a desk in the corner of the room. Something seems to have fallen underneath it.
これ何？これポラロイドカメラ？
Oh, are we in Fatal Frame now? Is the camera obscura? Sachiko bent down and lifted the camera gingerly as if it were some kind of rare treasure. Then she pointed at me and pressed the shutter button.
眩しい。
Emi says, I love the dub version. Yeah, like, Funimation's dub team is actually really good. I'm still not used to the English timings though, because they had to sync up with the Japanese mouth flaps. So it's, even though the voice acting itself is perfectly fine, the timing always feels so stilted. Like in the case of like Black Butler, I never actually listened to the English dub version. And he says it fits so well. I have to give that a go.
びっくりした。まだ使えるんだね。
Shake it. Just shake it. Like a Polaroid camera.
持って行ってもいい？
Cause it captured your soul.
いいけど重いよ。大丈夫。嬉しいな。
Okay, that's that little bit. There's a set of bleach white bones in a heap against the wall.
水彩まだ子供だったのかな。そうだ、幸子ちゃんは今いくつなのかな。
Emi says, you know there's an anime OAV of Corpse Party. Yes, I do know it exists. I haven't watched it. I've seen one episode of another, and also said nope.
いくつ？そう、何歳かな。小学生だよね。わかんない。思い出せないの。
Sachiko just stood there, with her head hung low, and looked of disdain on her face. She didn't say another word. It seems safe to assume that she probably didn't have any memories from when she was still alive. At all.
ごめんね。気にしないでね。ごめんなさい。
Looking a bit closer to the pile of bones, is a student ID name tag starting out from under the victim's ribcage, identifying her as a female. Renaissance Elementary School, Yukari Sekiya. A stack of folded up Japanese-style futons.
お姉ちゃん、幸子疲れちゃった。この布団使えたら一休みしようか。
Carefully tiptoeing across the litter-strewn floor, nursing my sore and bloodied foot the whole while, I snaked my way over to the futons. I didn't much like the idea of sleeping in the same room as a dead child, but I had to admit I was pretty exhausted too. Amy says, also, I believe, if I remember correctly, there's something called lost tapes, and there are videos of Sachiko torturing the kids, cutting their tongues off and everything. It's so unnerving and disturbing. Yeah, that's what I felt when I first played through episode 1 of the Corpse Party 1. And it's like, how could they make such a thing?
ちょっと湿っててカビ臭いけど、敷いたら横になれるよ。眠い。よし、じゃあ今敷くからね。
As soon as the futon was on the ground, as flat as it would go, Sachiko sprawled out on it. It wasn't long before her eyes started drooping.
わー、よ布団だ。
Just seeing this innocent little girl joyously stretching out to take a nap was enough to lift my spirits and renew my hope.
幸子ちゃんがいてくれてよかった。ありがとうお姉ちゃん。こちらこそだよ幸子ちゃん。だって今ここにあなたがいてくれなかったら。
She really must have been tired. She was out like a light the second her head touched the bedding. Amy says, did you run into Kizami already? Yeah, he got hit by the Hammerman. That was like the intro sequence to this episode. And when I first saw that part, I thought, like, this is going to be a Kizami episode, isn't it? And then, nope. Hammerman said, this is going to be a Yuka episode. Amy says, he got by Yoshikazu. Sure. Hammer time. Do 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 do. Huh. Alright, so nothing happened when they fell asleep. Yes, Emmy, he got wrapped. Got into some parachute pants. I awoke to find myself being shaken. Sachiko was trying to get me up. Her expression had gone white as a sheet. But she is white as a sheet.
お姉ちゃん。お姉ちゃん。何?
Emmy says ignore the second P. You may have already noticed that I like to avoid certain words. Emmy says, okay, from now on I'm going to say grape. Or graped. That works for me. She was on the verge of tears. Something seemed to have really spooked her. Did that huge man find us? Was she attacked?
どうしたの? 落ち着いて話して。髪留めなくしちゃったの。
Wait, did she really want a hairpin? I thought she really wanted that teddy.
髪留め? 起きたらなかったの。
Well, she never had one to begin with.
なんだ、そんなことか。
Oh, she is pissed.
あ、ごめんね。もっと怖いことかと。どこに落としたの? すぐ探せばあるよ、きっと。
The two of us searched every last inch of the room. Me wandered with a wounded foot, but we came up empty-handed. Oh, me with a wounded foot.
幸子ちゃん、お姉ちゃんはどうすればいいかな?
The entire time we searched, Sachiko hasn't said a word. I was hoping to invoke our sisterly bond. Oh, I was hoping invoking our sisterly bond might help cheer her up.
髪が目に入って痛い。その髪飾りちょうだい。
Ah, she's taking everything. Emi says, don't make Sachiko mad, Yuka. It's not good for your health. She raised her right hand slowly and pointed to my headband.
これはごめんね。これはあげられないの。
As soon as I refused, Sachiko let out a faint, otherworldly groan. Oh, we got more glitches. In the next moment, her face distorted and changed. She no longer looked like an innocent little girl. She looked well and truly like a demon now.
幸子ちゃん。よこせ。よこせ。
The look in her eyes alone sent chills down my spine. Those were the eyes of someone who meant me harm, and was clearly capable of inflicting it.
どうしよう。
Give her the headband? Oh, save point. I am a chicken. Alright, so what do we do? Stand firm or give her the headband? Emi says, you're in deep doo-doo, Yuka. Let's say... no. Sachiko was continuing to groan under her breath. Fearing what she might be capable of, I desperately tried to console her. Emi says to give it. Too late for that.
幸子ちゃん、聞いて、幸子ちゃん。これはお母さんに買ってもらったばかりの大事なものなの。だから。お母さん。
Uh-oh. We said the mom word. Emi says, give it. Somehow or another, that seemed to quell her anger. Her facial expression snapped back to that of the gentle, kind girl I've been talking to all this time.
そうなの。だからあげられなくてごめんね。お母さんからの？
She found a new weak point. She was oddly receptive to this expression, or explanation, and even seemed fascinated by it. Maybe I'd caused her to remember something about her own mother. She was a little girl after all, so her mom was probably really dear to her in life. That she was. Emi says, she looks really cute. Or she looks so cute.
お母さん。お母さん。
She looked like she was on the verge of tears again. I was beginning to feel bad that I had even broached the subject.
ごめんね。いいの。
She still seemed a bit sad, but she nodded. Maybe she understood that I wouldn't give her my headband, and maybe she was okay with it. Hey, we made it through. We didn't die. And the music's all now chipper now. Course party is a dance party. Emi says she's so cute she should go to hell and die. She's so cute. Markapella references to Foxy in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. I cannot play Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm too much of a wuss. Alright, so we're not supposed to go there. So where in the world are we supposed to go in this tiny space? Oh, hey, Leviathan. He says, wait! Alright, what am I waiting for? Leviathan is surprised by Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Emmy wants to see a bad end. We'll see how far I get until I get a bad end. So far I've been pretty lucky at my choices. Every choice I made I thought I was gonna die. Oh, yeah, the underwear. Do you want the underwear?
ここに何かあるのお姉ちゃん。何も隠してなんかないよ。こ漏らししちゃったパンツなんて幸子ちゃんに見せられないもんね。本当かな。やっぱり何か隠してるよ。
Alright, so we're locked out of the girls' room again. Amy says, oh, Sachiko, don't be a pervert. Too late. We're at 8% darkening. Alright, we can now search this room. Lots of stuff to look at. A set of skeletal remains. There doesn't seem to be any way to determine a gender from the clothing or build alone. But there's a student ID name tag nearby, bearing a traditionally feminine name. Komashiro Trade School, Sakura Matoi. Can't check the closet. The buckets. Amy says, my mom started saying that while we were on the couch, she was tired and drank 2 glasses of wine. Okay. There were thoroughly decomposed remains on the table here. Based on the general appearance and what's left of the deceased clothing, they appear to belong to a very young girl. Hope not. No, it's definitely not Nana-chan, because Nana-chan's legs are gone. Her name is still affixed to her chest. Great Harbor Elementary School, Mako Sakurai. Okay, I think that's it from this room. Alright, out we go. Anything way over here? Leviathan says, Sakurai! And he says, instead of pervert, it was prevert. I didn't know why it was funny, but it was. Back to this hallway. We need flashing lights and disco balls. Nothing here. Back to the body pool. She wasn't even looking at me anymore. I must have really upset her.
幸子ちゃん、カチューシャはあげられないけど、他のものならいいよ。
Leviathan says, time for a dip in the pool. And he says, let's go swimming with the bodies.
他のもの？私にできることなんて少ないけど。他のもの。じゃあ、ここ。
Oh no.
もうここはもう入りたくない。あ、幸子ちゃん。
Without a moment's hesitation, Saku just opened the door and walked right in. I didn't even have an opportunity to stop her. Amy says, never say anything, Yuka, you baka.
どうしよう。
The first thing I noticed when I entered the room with Sachiko's form was sprawled out on the ground at the floor of the body pool. At the foot of the body pool. She was twitching a bit and moaning again, but this time she sounded more like a moan of pain than of anger. Emmy says, leave, biznetch.
幸子ちゃん、幸子ちゃん、大丈夫？幸子ちゃん。
I stepped over her and turned her around, so to put the decaying bodies behind my back and out of my sight. She then started shaking her. Emmy says, don't follow, fudge nutters. I felt like I was absolutely needed to snap her out of whatever this was before something terrible happened.
お姉ちゃん。
Come join me.
よかった。気がつ。
I could feel her tiny, cold hands on my abdomen through the thin cloth of my skirt. She was pushing me backwards with tremendous force.
触るな。
I lost my balance almost instantly and toppled over. It somehow felt like my fall occurred in slow motion. The walls and ceiling of the room grew more and more distant, but it happens gradually. Then I felt the muddy liquid on my back and heard the splash. I was in the pool of bodies. Gross, gross! Emi says, Sachiko, this is a no Yuri zone! Because I'd fallen backwards, it took me far too long to regain my bearings. I was submerged in that horrible tainted water, close to drowning. Emi says, especially no lolly Yuri. Gross! I finally broke through the surface, dodging the many dislodged eyeballs that were floating in like peas in chicken soup. That's gross. Each one wrapped in dull red, bulging veins. I didn't even want to think about what was in all the water I swallowed. Unfortunately, much of it was still on my tongue. My mouth was filled with tiny bits and pieces of other human beings. The taste was overpowering. Oh. I was gagging and belching so hard. It felt like I was going to regurgitate all my internal organs. I tried to scream, but I could barely get any sound past the foul, lumpy stool in my mouth. The weirdness of this is that we have an image of Yuka like completely not in the water, and yet we're like in this little scenario where she is. It's always a little out of place when it happens.
お姉ちゃん汚い。やだ。ゲロ吐いてる。
I was losing consciousness fast, and I remembered silently praying, silently hoping that this was all just a dream. As the world faded around me, I just kept focusing on that one last wish. Please let me wake up from my bed.
お姉ちゃん、捕まって。幸子ちゃん。
I had no other choice. I grabbed Sachiko's outstretched arm and marveled again at her strength as she effortlessly pulled me out of the water. Amy says, I think I see my ex-boyfriend in there. Yuka, tell him I said hi, and ask him how he is enjoying the death without his arm and leg. Mwah. Gross. My entire body from head to toe was covered in sticky, gooey chunks of unidentifiable human flesh from countless different people.
お姉ちゃん、頭にも何かついてるよ。
Yeah, you got some red on you.
何か
Slowly, hesitantly, I raised my hand to my head to feel around and determine what this something might be. I wasn't looking forward to the answer. What I felt was a huge clump of matter stuck to my hair, and just touching it lightly caused some of it to stick to my hand as well. It was a massive ball of fingers and toes. Ew. That's a Sachiko.
お姉ちゃん、まだついてるよ。
Unclean! Unclean! The severed digits were all so sticky and slimy that they gotten completely wrapped up in my hair like rollers. They weren't coming out easily. That is such an evil grin.
落ち着いてお姉ちゃん。お姉ちゃん。
I must have passed out. When I came to, I was lying on the ground with Sachiko looking over me.
お姉ちゃん、ごめんなさい。
She was on the verge of tears again. But wasn't that voice I heard giggling at me? Wasn't that her voice? If not, then whose was it? Amy says, probably decaying fingers and toes. Huh.
気のせいだったのかな。
That is like the 4th or 5th time, Yuka. That had to be it. This sweet little girl couldn't possibly have been that twisted. Oh, no, she could.
うん、大丈夫だよ。
I didn't care how filthy I was. As long as Sachiko was alright, that was all that mattered. Yes, she was my little sister now, after all. I had to take care of her. I had to look after her. Yuka is so gullible.
お姉ちゃん遅いよ。
Oh, this is not good. We got darkening happening all over the place.
待って幸子ちゃん。
Oh, crap, I'm at 100%. Well, yeah, I'm dead. Somehow Sachiko wound up in the lead, and I was following her blindly, struggling to keep up with her blistering pace. Emmy says it's all because she refuses to accept reality.
お姉ちゃん汚い。もっと離れてよ。
I looked down at my uniform. Sure enough, it was soaked through with the blood of those poor victims in the body pool, and smelled really awful.
そうだよね。ごめんね。
Emmy says, I killed you because I wanted you to swim with the bodies. I didn't recall saying that, or even trying to say that. It was like my mouth was moving on its own, speaking someone else's thoughts.
お姉ちゃんってほんとのろまだよね。ほんとだね。
If this was how she was going to treat me, then why was I being so nice to her? Why was I doing whatever she asked me to be? It was bothering me, and yet it wasn't. I honestly didn't care anymore. I was content just to follow this abusive little girl to the ends of the earth. How long have I been walking? I wondered.
幸子ちゃん、まだ歩くの？
I was following Sachiko despite myself. I had no idea how much time had passed, but it felt like an eternity. Emmy says, yay, darkening ending! The one for Morishige is really messed up. Yeah, I missed out on that one. I kind of like actually went through the entire Morishige episode without actually dying, which is quite amazing. And she completely stopped answering any of my questions.
もういいや。
She came to a halt.
どうしたの、幸子ちゃん。
She turned and looked up at me with wide, innocent eyes.
幸子ね、欲しいものがあるの。何？
Is it death? What was it going to be this time? I honestly didn't want to know, but the question came out of my mouth anyway, and so did this.
幸子ちゃんになら何でもあげるよ。じゃあ次はね、命をちょうだい。
There it is! There's those magic little words. Emmy says, I predict your life.
命？
Somehow, some part of me knew this was coming. It was only a matter of time.
それはダメし。
Emmy says, knew it! Once again, I couldn't seem to control the words coming out of my mouth. It just said whatever it wanted to say, regardless of how I felt.
私の命あげるの？
She was laughing again. It was wild, crazy laughter. It was ecstatic. Or she was ecstatic.
ダメどうして？何でもくれるんだよね。お姉ちゃんだもんね。
Sachiko's smile almost seemed to twinkle in the dull light of the corridor. She had the face of an angel. They were all just a mask.
怖い怖いやだよ。
I mustered all the strength I had, trying with whatever life was left in me to denounce her words and resist her pull. There was no hope for me anymore, but I still clung on to what I could. would just reject her statement and tell her she was wrong.
だね。は？冗談はやめてね。
Emi says the more the Shige darkening is, he joins forces with Sachiko and starts torturing and having fun. Huh, so another day in the office, huh?
早くお兄ちゃんを探そう。お兄ちゃんならきっと何とかしてくれるからね。だからお兄ちゃんを。お兄ちゃん？そうだよ。私はお兄ちゃんみたいになれないけど。
兄ちゃんお兄ちゃんってうるさいんだよ。早くよこせ。殺してやる。殺して殺して殺して殺して首に殺してやる。
Emi says, lol, you mean The Office the show or just The Office? Whatever you think I mean.
早く死ね
ー。幸子ちゃん？
I bet that's what Pikachu says to Ash in the first episode. My body shook and spasmed uncontrollably. I was being overtaken by an invisible force. Yes, force choke! It was compelling me to speak, to say what would be my very last words on this earth. A suicide note, when you get right down to it.
しょうがないな。いいよ。
Emi says, hurry up and die?
私の命、幸子ちゃんにあげる。
Man, she has such vocal range. Oh dear God, no. It was instantaneous. With a single blow, my skull was cracked wide open and blood splattered far and wide. Oh, death by hammer, man. That was disappointing. I could feel the blood trickling out from my nostrils and my right ear. My brain was jutting out from the inside of my head, fully exposed to the air, but I was still conscious. I can still feel everything. Emi says, Yoshikazu time! Alright, she still had the camera. I saw a bright flash of light and realized she had just taken my picture with that instant camera she'd been holding on to. Yeah, that's not a... No, just no.
綺麗な写真が撮れた。いやしい女。
Sachiko was such a cute little girl before, but now her face was twisted into a hateful, spiteful grimace as she looked down on me in contempt. Emi says, beautiful photo skills, Sachiko.
そうだ。これお兄ちゃんに見せてあげよう。何でもくれるって言ったでしょ。もう私のお兄ちゃん。
Sachiko began petting my sickly matted head with her coarse, sticky hands in mockery of my previous gentleness with her.
汚い顔。本当はこれを取り上げるのが目的だったんだよね。
My scrap of paper. From the charm?
お姉ちゃんとはまた遊びたいから、ファクトにはしないであげる。
Amy says, "Oh, that was in my right in my left ear. I could feel her breath." Yeah, binaural audio or something like that.
また遊ぼうね、ゆかお姉ちゃん。
That's the end of the chapter? That's a clear episode? What? Oh my god, that's so wrong. I thought that was the wrong end, but apparently that's the right end? Oh my god, what? Oh hey, yes. Yes, so Six Skin True says, yep. And I finally also says, yep. Wow. That's such a gross, disturbing ending. It's like, oh, Time Loop 2 is so wrong. Alright, we're in episode 7 now. Leviathan says, that's the event of Yuka's picture in CP1 Bad End. Alright, so this episode just dove deep into that chapter, huh? Alright, so we got another voice actor there. Well, that was chapter 6.